Hello everyone and welcome to my art channel, and here I am back with another painting video. So these two characters are my original characters for a big personal project that I have been working on and that I have been developing for over the past 2 years, almost 2 years. So if you're interested to know what that project is about, I have been making some videos just recently. Actually, the previous video that I uploaded to my channel was me talking about this project, and it's basically of me writing a book that I will publish in the near future, and also a webcomic series and illustrations and many other things of this whole fantasy world that I created on my own. So if you're interested, you can just check out that video and also check out my blogs where I posted my webcomic teasers. All of the links are in the description down below. So I actually made this illustration for the theme of Valentine's Day. I know it's really belated already, but sadly I was sick the entire week of Valentine's, and I was also busy with other things, events and so on. So I did not have enough time to, upload this video and give this illustration the time that it deserves. I was thinking to rush this, but I reminded myself that quality is more important than anything else, unless you have a deadline. But I really want to spend time in this illustration. I wanted to give my best. I wanted to, be satisfied with the result of this painting, because most of the time, if not always, whenever I rush an illustration or a piece of painting, I am never ever satisfied with it. Even if I am satisfied with the result, it's definitely not the best, so I really want to give my best, and I'm like, okay, I just have to be patient. And it's okay, I'm just going to, give myself the break that my body needs, and I will spend more time in this painting that it deserves more time and more, quality. So this painting was challenging. It was really I really had so much joy doing this painting, but at the same time, I was frustrated a lot of times because, of course, after many and many years of paintings, there will always be things that is a challenge for you. Studying and practicing and improving is a never-ending journey. So no matter how much that you study or you practice, how long you have been painting or whatsoever, you still have things to learn, you still have things to observe and to improve. And one of the biggest challenge that I personally felt, big in this illustration that I was working on would definitely be the value, or pretty much what you can know as the brightness, the lighting, the shadows, and everything else. So I personally love this style of backlit. I think that's how they call it, backlit lighting. Sorry for that, but yeah, I think that's how they call it. So this really warm, bright and contrast light that is coming from behind, or from like the behind side of your character, and it's like the kind of lighting that I personally love the most, because it gives that character a punch of glow around them, but at the same time it makes your character kind of mysterious, because they're not so much in the spotlight, but there is light surrounding them and glowing them. So I just love that kind of lighting style, but it is quite difficult because it's actually more about the colors that you choose. It's not so much about the lighting or like the shadows and everything else. It's more of the colors that you need to choose, and to know that if it's going to work, if it's going to influence or affect the other colors and everything else. And that's why color theory is just so incredibly important to really learn deeply about that. Sorry about my speech today. I don't know why, but sometimes I just still get a little bit awkward. Even after of many times making videos and voiceover, sometimes I still find myself a little bit awkward. So anyway, I think that's pretty much it, what I wanted to talk about the challenge and of course the joy that I was experiencing in creating this illustration. And now I would like to talk about the process itself. So as you can see from the beginning, I always start with a messy, sometimes pretty clean line art, or you can just call it sketch, and then I would block in all the colors, and then I started with the background. I always start with the background because my art teacher told me that it's always much better to start with the background and then with the main focus, which is like the characters, and then last but not least would be the foreground, which is the things that are closest to the camera. And this is not always the way that people do it. There's nothing wrong, of course, but I personally find that advice from my art teacher really, really helpful, because it helps me to really pay attention to the amount of detail that I have to put on the main focus, which is of course the characters, and not spending too much details on the environment or anything other than the main focus. And it's really important to make sure that the whole composition is balanced, it's not overcrowded, and it's not completely detailed at every part of it, because that will definitely take away the focus of it. But even so, after many practices, like I said, studying and improving is a never-ending journey, and I still have so much more to learn and to improve, and of course to experiment. And then after I pretty much decide how I want this illustration to look like, the composition, the colors, and then I started to put in the value, which is like the basic shadow and highlights, and then of course the detailing. But I admit sometimes I cannot hold myself to wait in order for me to be able to render their faces, because of course painting the face is like the best part ever, and adding details to them is just something that I really, really enjoy. So, I also forgot, actually this part is also another second challenge that I was having trouble with, which is his fabric fold. And it's really difficult because even though I had a photo reference that I took myself, it's still difficult trying to, really make it realistic and not too stiff in a way. It's difficult. So on the left side, as you can see, my wonderful boyfriend, he is a super amazing comic artist. Like, his anatomy is just insanely amazing, and he helps me by outlining the shape of the fabric folds to help me with pretty much the silhouette of it. And so after that, I just pay attention again to the photo reference that I took and began to render it with patience. So one thing that I have to keep reminding myself, that the most important thing to get better or to improve is patience. Like, seriously, that is so important. And of course, another thing with the fabric is that I decided that black silk would be the perfect fabric for him. It just matches his personality more, and of them being, nobles, it's just more fitting to have a more elegant royalty kind of, fabric or dress. So I decided to just make his the clothes underneath his vest to be of black silk. But I was still having problems with choosing the right colors for the lights and the shadows and everything else. But hey, in the end, I managed to do that. And I can say I'm pretty much happy and satisfied with the result. So my advice, if you are an artist as well, it's patience. Seriously, it's the most important thing that I myself still forget a lot of time is patience. You cannot really study or practice if you don't have the patience. It's just so incredibly important. And of course, second would be just believe in yourself and have confidence. It takes time to improve. You cannot just suddenly be super skillful within just a night. So that's pretty much it of what I would like to talk about in this painting process, and I hope that you enjoy this video as well. And I'm sorry if I do not show every single bit of the process of this painting, because it would probably take a whole hour of me, even though it's sped up, but I seriously believe that it's just going to take a whole hour if I were to show the entire process, and I do not want to bore you. So then again, I hope that you enjoy this video and stay creative, peeps. Please like, comment, and subscribe if you want to, follow me for more videos, updates, and everything else. You can also click on or turn on the notification bell button ring if you want to get further immediate notification whenever I upload a video. And if you want to get more updates about my sketches, progress, paintings, and everything else, you can always follow me on Instagram and any other social media, and all of that links is in the description down below. So I hope that you all stay creative, believe in yourself, and once again, have patience. It's something that I still try to do it, try to remind myself. That's what I wanted to say.